starting putting this week for this lesson, the final lesson. We're going to be doing 2 at a time because we have a limited number of balls, and the other 2 are just going to be back observing. So we have DC and Blair here. We're just going to do a few putts going to the hole right over behind Blair and see what their stroke looks like, and then kind of do a little critiquing part at the end, and then go over what we can improve on. So you guys, DC can go right here, and Blair just right over here, since you are unfortunately left-handed. Alright, so just gonna be looking at your strokes here. Close one. Just hit a few more. There we go. Alright, so what I see with you, Blair, is sometimes you do get a little bit inconsistent with your speed. So what I kind of want to work with you is keeping the same tempo through the stroke. Not because a lot of people, I mean, this is a common thing to do. People kind of take it back and then either go slow or accelerate through. That causes a lot of inconsistency. So just line up. And a lot of things you can do with this. You just go as far back as you go straight through the same distance. Alright? So work with you on that. There you go. Check your alignment here. You're aligned a little to the right of the hole. There you go. Perfect. Good putt. Alright. Check out your putts, DC. From what I noticed earlier, it's sometimes you tend to leave it shorter. So, the same with Blair. I want you to go as far back as you take it back on your takeaway to go through. And keep your hands low, because I did notice with your putter, I mean, you're very tall, so when you come through it, you kind of lift it up. So that's adding more loft on the putter. And putters have typically a 4-degree loft. So when you come up, you can add 5, 6, and it kind of pops it up. You want to get the ball rolling as soon as possible, and that'll get it online more and more consistent. So just work with taking it back or keeping the same tempo as far back, then go as far through, then keeping the putter low. So maybe a little forward press would help. Good. Just keep working on keeping the hands ahead of the actual putter head. So you want to finish through just like this. Just say here's the ball. You want to go and keep your hands forward of the putter head. Good stroke. Keep going. That was a good stroke though. Yeah, so if we can narrow it down to two things, it's just consistent tempo and keeping your hands forward pressing ahead of the actual club head. And Blair, same thing, just as far back as you take away, I want you to go through with your forward stroke of the putter. So that'll get ahead, or that'll give you more consistent distance control. So you guys, thank you very much for sticking with it as long as it was. And DC, sorry it was only a couple, 2 lessons, but we'll bring in Ben and Steven over here and see how they're good, how good they are at putting. But thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, if you can come over here. Ben, you can go right there. Steven, you can go right over here. Now we're going to do the same thing. I just want you guys to hit a few putts and see, kind of view what your putting stroke is, if you set up any differently, and then go from there. All right, so whenever you guys are ready. So, Ben, what tends to be your problem when putting?
Speed at the green.
Speed, so does that tie in with anything of reading the greens as well?
Not really. I'm usually pretty good at reading greens.
Alright.
So if I'm on for the day, I'm usually, if I miss a putt, it'll be like just a ball.
A little louder.
Ball outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have some bumps in front of you, but what I did notice seems to be just an occurring factor, but same with Blair. Your tempo, sometimes it can be a little bit shorter on the takeaway, and then you exaggerate in the follow through. So if you can just get it consistently where it's the same back and same through, and with the same forward press, I do understand you have a little bit longer putter there, and you're in the works of cutting it down, right? So just a little bit forward press and same tempo on the way through, I feel will help you more consistent wise. There you go. Good putt. In a row. Does that feel any different then?
That feels more consistent.
Alright, and then can I just see your putter for a sec? Yeah. I do realize you have an insert in there. Does it feel more center contact then? Or it's coming off the face a little bit easier?
Kind of a pop.
Yeah. Alright. Sounds good. I mean, your putting stroke was good to begin with. I feel like those few changes that might, like you were saying, add more consistency. So just keep practicing on that, and I'm going to be working with Steven for a little bit. All right, Steven, what tends to be your miss when putting? A loud setup camera can hear.
A lot of short.
You miss short a lot? All right, so what I want you to do is just hit one putt for me, and I want to see how you follow through the putt. Alright, well, that was as good as it's going to get, but from the putts that we were watching earlier, I kind of noticed that you came up on the putt and have the actual club face almost pointing up towards the sky. So I want you to work on putting through the ball. Imagine the ball is even further up and you're trying to get it to roll as soon as possible. So you de-lock the putter a little bit and just continue on the same path towards the hole, but keeping the blade low through the putt. Okay. Do a little forward press. There you go. There you go. Does that feel any different or than what it was earlier? What would you say feels most different about it? Make sure.
Holding the putter angle.
Okay, so making sure the club face is de-lofted on the way through the putt. Alright, so yeah, I feel like if you just continue through that, it'll no matter a short, long, medium, lag putt, it's going to increase your consistency throughout no matter what type of speed the green is, and it'll help your playing ability. So, thank you again, guys, very much, and glad I could have you for these short but very consistent lessons, and hopefully everything works out for you. Thank you.